confident and go explore yourself in this big old world. Growing up, I was encouraged to go explore myself, to find who I am, and to just be myself. But as a queer kid, doing those things meant the danger, discrimination, harm, and so many more negative consequences were waiting right in front of me the moment I step out of the door, ready to eat me alive. Just faking, lying, putting a mask on myself, I had to live my life like that. Hi, I'm Kyoka. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm an 18-year-old activist, feminist, and author. And I'll take you along my messy but exhilarating journey, and my journey of discovering Kyoka, the person who is standing right here today. My journey of battling for my voice to be heard. My journey of fighting to exist and to be visible. Growing up, I had to face so many identity crises. Without knowing how it was going to be, it all started when I was very, very young. Being born as a Thai Japanese meant that no matter where I would go, I would never be 100% Thai or Japanese. I would never be enough for anyone. I would never belong anywhere because I'm just half, when in reality I was both 100% Thai and Japanese and a proud global citizen. I thought that was it. I thought my identity crisis was just gonna end there. But as I soon started to go explore myself so much more, so much deeper, I realized that I was stuck in a gender identity crisis for ages. It first started when I was 10, when I decided to cut my hair short, and the next day I went to school so excited and confident with my hair. My teacher told me, "Hey, Kyoka, your hair is unacceptable. You're a girl. Remember, you need to have long hair, so you have to go fix your hair over the holidays." In that moment, when I was humiliated in front of so many people in my class, I didn't know what to do. I was scared, and I felt unsafe. And I thought that was it. I thought fixing my hair would make me feel so much better, but it was the door to all the negative consequences that I never wanted to experience. Because no matter where I would go, the first thing people would ask me was always, "Are you a girl or a boy?" Even before asking my name, even before saying hi, it was always, "Are you a girl or a boy? You're so confusing. What are you? Your pronouns are so confusing. Why can't you be normal?" With all that pain and all the time, I just didn't know what to do. And it came to a point where it was too painful to be my authentic self. And I just wanted to erase myself. I didn't want to exist as Kyoka. I was scared. I just couldn't do anything. And I realized that it wasn't just me. There's so many more people out there facing something similar to me. And another realization I had was that it was because of all the societal expectations and norms that exist. Because we are all expected to be good. And what is the definition of good? We're expected to be normal, but what is normal? I believe that there's no such thing as normal because we live in such a diverse world where the biggest thing we have in common is our difference and our diversity. And with all the expectations put on me, with having to just shove myself into a box that I was never created for. I just stood there still in silence because I felt silenced and powerless. But one day I realized that it was not just because of all the societal expectations and norms, but it was also because of the lack of representation we have in this world. Within the media, we only see a certain type of people looking the same way. Growing up, I only saw people who were skinny, who had a light skin, and where was I supposed to belong when I was only exposed to people looking the same way? I felt alone. I felt lonely. I felt invisible. So one day I told myself, Kyoka, enough is enough. I picked up my journal and my laptop. I started writing, just unleashing all my emotions without any filter on, just raw. Without any goal, I still kept writing and writing, day by day. And a couple of months later, I became a published author of a book called Be the Change, Dik Gla Thap Plien Lok. I was just 17, and I didn't know what was the impact that was waiting for me, but it was an opening door for me to finally accept and embrace myself. That moment, I realized that storytelling was something crucial. We tell stories every single day in our life. Just the conversations that we have is storytelling. The way we dress, the way we exist. Just sitting down can also be storytelling. So that is why I became a storyteller. Not just to let out all my emotions, not just to be heard, not just to only be seen by people around me, but it was to represent the representation I never had growing up. Because growing up, I never had a representation that I could relate to, connect to, and feel like I could fully look up to as I grow up. I've never really seen anyone who was queer. I've never seen someone who was mixed like me. I've never seen someone who had similar passions like me, because being an activist or feminist is often seen in a negative light in society, also seen as danger. So that is why I'm standing here today as the representation I needed. And I believe that there's so many more people out there who wish to have the representation that I wanted. Now, I'm an 18-year-old activist, and I'm standing here on this stage, and I'm able to be here because I trusted in storytelling. I trusted in the story that I had, the story that I kept inside me for ages. But we also have to understand that storytelling can also be seen as a privilege, because the freedom of expression is suppressed in so many countries, even in places like Thailand. You will never know who will support you if one day you say, hi, I'm actually queer and I'm non-binary. For example, say that. Not everyone will support you. Or even saying that, hey, I want to be an activist, can you help me? Not everyone will support you. That is why we have to embrace and give platform to younger people who has that same passion, because we all live to tell stories. And I want you all to remember that we should never let society tell your story, because we are never meant to tell this, never meant to follow and tell the story society wants to tell you. We don't need to fit in the storyline that society told us, that forced us to be in. Because we all have our own stories within us. We are all here meant to unleash what we have. We're all meant to represent. And to everyone watching here today, I want to thank you all for coming, for listening to my story, because once you go back home today, I hope you feel that you can tell your story to people, see the beauty in storytelling, because stories can help lives. Story can save so many people. Stories inspire, stories connect, and stories can turn pain into power, pain into passion, and pain into purpose. I just want everyone in this world to one day have the opportunity to just be able to share their stories, but I understand that there is a long way. And as a young activist, I am taking that torch and using my platform as much as I can to amplify our voices, to stand up and speak up. Because being the representation I am today would definitely bring so many more people together. Bring them together so that one day we can all be proud of who we are. And lastly, I am here today to tell my story to you all. And I'm here to be the representation I needed and I wanted growing up. And I'm here today to tell you all that together we can be the change. Thank you. Khop kun ka.